All right, everybody. I guess this is going to be my goodbye post, I guess, here over on the TikTok. I'm not sure if it's going to go dark or what's going to happen, but I wanted to make sure that I had a chance to say thank you and goodbye to everyone, just in case it does go dark in the next few days. I've made several posts explaining why I joined TikTok and how I got here over the last 2 years, I think. I've been doing this 18 months. And my story is really, I think, not very interesting, but I'll share it one last time with everyone. A few years ago, I was in an accident and it destroyed my life. It absolutely destroyed my life. My superpower, as it were, was my brain. And so that's great. But when the rest of your body doesn't work and it's just your brain functioning, it can be very frustrating. After my accident, I should have rested. I should have gone through my rehabilitation phase and PT, all of those things slowly, but I just jumped right back in to work as an attorney, and that wasn't good for me. I refused to slow down. I refused to stop doing what I love so much, which is being an attorney and teaching, taking care of my family. And I refused. So even if my body didn't work, I found a way to do what I wanted to do. And I pushed too hard, and it was left with some complications and some pretty serious injuries I gave to myself for not, because I wouldn't slow down. Now, this led me to be bedridden for 2 years, about almost 3, where my body just couldn't even get out of my bed. So I had a desk set up, an over-the-bed desk that I would try to work off of, and a little refrigerator, everything that you need if you're bedridden. And for those of you who have ever been bedridden, you know how frustrating that is. And I still was like, well, this sucks, but we're going to be okay. Towards the end of the time of being bedridden, as I think probably almost everyone with a disability or long-term incurable situation, I started to be unable to control my depression. Now, of course, I have anxiety and depression, and particularly after the kind of cases that I have worked, severe depression, but I was able to kind of keep it in the background, just white knuckling it. But towards the end of that period of time, it got the best of me, and I couldn't even function anymore. My body was broken. My mind was sad because I had spent so many years working to learn, and my brain is my tool. That's my number one thing that I need in order to do my job. And unfortunately, it got to a point where I was so depressed that I couldn't even use my brain anymore. So it took me a little bit of time and effort to figure out what I was going to do with this new life. Now, as I'm sure a lot of people may not understand, if you have permanent disabilities that are severe, there comes a point where you no longer feel like you have a purpose or that you're useful, and you become a burden to everyone around you. And I hit that point and I thought, well, I've studied forever to learn everything that I wanted to learn, but now I can't even get up and walk to the kitchen. So I hit that point where I felt I was more of a burden than it was worth and didn't want to have my family and friends have to take care of me constantly and being unable to participate in my own life. So that moment hit, and luckily for me, after 20 years of therapy, previously, just to deal with my occupation, I recognized where I was in my depression. I recognized how dangerous it was. And I got a call from an old friend's daughter. Now, my friend had passed away from breast cancer, and her daughter had said, I want to go to law school. And I was wondering if you could give me some tips. And I had said, okay, well, what platform are you on? And she said she was on TikTok. And I said, well, I'll just make you some intro videos to kind of explain the law, how it works, how the legal process works, and then you can decide whether or not law school's for you. And she said, that sounds great. So then I started making TikToks explaining the law. And originally I'd started out with the name U.S. Law 101, something like that. And I went through landmark cases and the Latin terms that she would need and the process of briefing a case. And slowly I noticed a lot of people started following me. And then I started doing lives, trying to explain what was going on. And at the time, mostly what was going on was Mr. Trump and his cases. So I thought, well, I have a printer because I needed it for my law practice. So, as I'm winding down my law practice, I thought, well, let's just print them out and see if people are interested in it. And people were. And over time, people joined me on my lives and asked all these great questions. And I got to a point where I could sit in a chair or I could sit on top of a little filing cabinet, which is where I'm sitting right now. And I could read through the document and I could answer questions. And it didn't matter to me how many people joined me. That wasn't what was important. What was important is that I could try to help clarify the situation for people, reduce other people's stress and anxiety about what was going on in the legal field. And I met some amazing people, just amazing, wonderful people that are my moderators and those that have been hanging with me for the long haul. And I started very slowly, and it was my husband that discovered it. And he said, you are reminding me of the girl that I married, because I had gotten some of my happiness back and my usefulness back. And I was so thankful. And I kept going forward on that. And family and friends kind of gathered around and helped me when I needed help in order for me to be able to go live and do posts and start my next career, so to speak, as I called it. And it was okay if my body didn't work on certain days, or I could change the camera angle when my body was convulsing or I was having too many shakes and those kinds of things. I could alter that so all you could see was my face rather than how crazy the rest of my body was. And so I could almost pretend to be normal for a little while, and I'm very thankful for that. So as this chapter closes, everyone, I'm unable to give up this amazing community. I just need to move to YouTube. So for those of you that have been with me a long time, I'm sure you're already over on the tube, but for anyone else, come join me because this app and this situation literally saved my life, and it continues to, and it brings me so much joy and purpose, and I'm unwilling to close the door on it. So I will be going to YouTube, everybody. And again, the numbers are quite a bit different. 111,000 followers over here. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. And I've got about 6,000 over on YouTube, and that's okay too. But I want to let you all know I'm not going anywhere. I'm just moving to my summer home, which is the tube of you. So please come follow me. I'm not going anywhere, everyone. And I wish you all the very best. And thank you to each and every one of you for saving my life. I truly appreciate it.